Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this third video on the topic matrix chain multiplication. In this video, I'll be teaching algorithm to find out the best ordering in which you can multiply the given matrices. As an example here, I have taken four matrices written in the red A, B, C, D with dimensions 2 by 6, 6 by 5, 5 by 7, 7 by 10. Now we want to multiply these matrices, but we don't want the result of multiplication. We just want to tell that what should be the order in which these matrices should be multiplied so that we can do it quickly using least number of multiplications. Given these four matrices A, B, C, D, we can multiply them either by multiplying A with the result of BCD or multiplying AB with result of CD or multiplying ABC first and then multiplying it with the fourth matrix D. But you know that even in this first combination, there are two ways in which we can do this. A is multiplied with the result of BC and finally with D, or A, then B, and then CD. So the perfect parenthesization of this would be as I am showing over here. We have seen this in earlier videos. And the last one, ABC multiplied by D, also has two ways of doing it. You can either multiply AB, multiply it with C. So there is a parenthesis over here, finally with D. And the second combination is A multiplied with BC, correct? And then parenthesization over here and finally D. So out of these five, which is the best one we want to find out? These are the five combinations. The first one, this is the second one. The third one is AB multiplied with CD. The fourth here and the fifth. Which one is the best? We want to find out. So all these things we have seen in the earlier video. Now the way to represent this input, how do you represent this input really, is that we will be using an array, single dimension array. Let's name the array as P. Now here the P array will store the values 2, 6, 5, 7, 10. This will be the array, P array. Now that means is the first matrix A is 2 by 6. Check this. This is A, dimension of A is 2 by 6. Whereas the second matrix B is 6 by 5. Correct? Third matrix C, second matrix B is 6 by 5. Third matrix C is 5 by 7. And fourth matrix D is 7 by 10. That means if I call this as P0, P1, P2, P3 and P4, then matrix A is having dimension P0 cross P1. This is nothing but P0 cross P1. Check, I have written here. Matrix A is having dimension P0 cross P1, isn't it? Whereas matrix B is P1 cross P2. Note P1 over here for matrix A and P1 over here for matrix B is common because number of columns of A must match number of rows of B. Similarly, P2 cross P3 is dimension of C and P3 cross P4 is dimension of D. So we are going to use a single dimension array P to represent the dimensions of the matrices. That's what I have done in the algorithm. In the algorithm, I have taken n as 5. Actually, we have four matrices, but I have taken n as 5 because we are going to build a matrix. M is the matrix and M will be declared as 5 by 5 matrix. Actually, we are having only four matrices that we want to multiply. But you listen, this 5 rows means 0 to 4 rows, isn't it? And 5 columns means 0 to 4 columns. Hence, we will get 1 to 4 rows and 1 to 4 columns. Had it been that I have declared M as 4 by 4 because there are 4 matrices, then I will get 0 to 3 rows and 0 to 3 columns. So I won't get the fourth row number 4 and column number 4. I hope you understand. So I have taken n as 5, although the number of matrices are 4, A, B, C, D. So hence I have written a comment here. It means that we are having 4 matrices, that is n minus 1 matrices. P here is representing dimensions of the matrix. Size of the matrices, as I have written here, is 2 by 6, 6 by 5, and so on. We are going to take two matrices M and S. Remember, in the earlier video, I took the matrices M and N, but N is already used over here. So I used S as the matrix. M and S are the two matrices as shown here down. M is a matrix, S is a matrix having 5 rows and 5 columns. So you can notice the indexes of the rows are 0 to 4 and columns are 0 to 4. Hence, we will get 1 to 4 rows and 1 to 4 columns, such that all the elements of M and S are initialized to 0. All the elements are 0, but I have shown only a few elements to be 0 here. Diagonal elements I have shown 0, and column and row number 0 are initialized to 0. Now you watch the meaning of 1 1. I emphasize again over here, meaning of 1 1. Notice M11. M11 means we are using only one matrix, 1 to 1, which is A. So there is nothing to multiply here, isn't it? You can say that only one matrix is given. Hence, the number of multiplications you can note is 0. M11 is 0. Similarly, M22 is 0, M33 is 0, and M44 is 0. And I have initialized this diagonal elements of S matrix, you can see, as 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, in the earlier video, we did this. This defines the cut, where the matrices, the list of matrices are cut, and we understand what is the grouping. Now, for our reference, actually, this other elements of this matrix are going to be filled, other elements of the matrices are going to be filled by our program, isn't it? This algorithm is going to fill this matrix. But instead of using the algorithm straight away, what I will do is I'll fill some elements manually, okay? Because it's impossible to trace the algorithm for this entire elements or all the elements. Let's find 1 to 2, M12. M12 is going to be A into B, first into second matrix, and the number of multiplications needed will be A is 2 cross 6 and B is 6 cross 5. So number of multiplications will be 2 into 6, that is 12, 12 into 5, that is 60. So this element 1 to 2 is going to be 60. And it was A cross B, that is the cut. Here you notice the cut was at the first matrix. So I will initialize S12 as 1. Similarly, now without wasting any more time, you know all this already from the earlier video. What will be the next element to be computed? You recall we are going to compute M23, and M23 means we are multiplying B with C, which is going to be 6 into 5 into 7, that is 30 into 7, that is going to be 210. And the cut is at B because we are multiplying B with C. So I'll initialize S23 to 2. Similarly, the next element to be computed over here is M34, isn't it? M34 means we are multiplying third and fourth matrix, that is C and D. And you can straight away see the number of multiplications are 5 into 7 into 10, that is 35 into 10, 350. And we are multiplying C with D, so the cut is at C, third matrix. So I will then initialize S34 as 3. Now let us use the algorithm and go to this algorithm, because there was no fun in running the algorithm for such small values. You can do it later for all the values. But now let's see, let's read the algorithm. The first for loop in the algorithm, as you see, is for D is equal to 1 to N minus 1. Check this for loop. D is equal to N minus 1. Actually, this D stands for difference. And the difference is 1 to N minus 1. Now, N minus 1 over here will be 1 to 4, isn't it? Now, what is this difference exactly? Now, all of you know what is the order in which we are going to compute the matrix values. That is Mij. If we are computing Mij, then we are going to compute 1 2, that we have already done. M12 we are going to compute. After that M23. After that M34. Isn't it so? Yes. And after that, after computing all these values, we are going to compute M13. Just check these values we will compute, which I am marking right now, M13 and M24. That's it. And after that, we are going to compute Mij as 14. Now, if you closely notice here, when we are computing in this pass, when we are computing Mij, then difference between I and j is always 1. You observe, it is 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1. So difference is 1. And when we are doing the second pass, the difference between I and j is 2, observe. And when we are doing third pass, the difference between I and j is 3. That means D should go from 1 to 3. Observe, 1 to 3. So this loop actually should be 1 to n minus 2, isn't it? N minus 2. Observe. N is 5. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So it should be for D is equal to 1 to n minus 2. Okay. I wrote it as n minus 1, but it should be 1 to 3. Observe, D should go from 1 to 3. When n is 5, D goes from 1 to 3. So it is 5 minus 2. So that is this difference loop. Okay. Now, what about the second loop? Second loop is I goes from here also it is up to minus 1. Just bear with me. Okay. Additional minus 1 is there. Okay. I goes from 1 to n minus d minus 1. Observe, in every time whenever you take any value of d, I goes always from 1. Observe this one. I goes from 1 and I goes up to 3 here. What is that? Exactly 3. 3 is n minus d minus 1, which is nothing but 5 minus 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 3. Okay, observe it again. How does I run each time? Each time. What happens when the value of d is 2? Observe this. When the value of d is 2, observe I again begins with 1, isn't it? I begins with 1 and goes up to 2 when d is 2. So I goes from 1 to n minus d minus 1, which is 5 minus 2 minus 1, 5 minus 3, which is 2. So each time, whatever is the value of d given a value of d, I will run, the counter I will run from 1 to n minus d minus 1. Okay, that minus 1 was missing. Just excuse me for that. And given the value of I, now finally given any value of I, j is always I plus d. Observe. In this loop, j is always I plus d, because when I is 1, check this arrow which I am pointing. When I is 1, j is 2. That is 1 plus 1 because d is 1. So I plus d, isn't it? When I is 2, check this arrow. When I is 2, j is 3. That is nothing but 2 plus 1. 2 plus d. Isn't it so? Check for any example. For example, this which I am encircling. When I is 1, j is 1 plus 2. That is 1 plus d. So j is always I plus d. And now the rest of the loop here, there is a third loop which finds minimum of something. Actually, this k loop, is finding minimum of something. That formula I will explain how this formula runs. But after all, these three nested loops is going to fill the matrix. Anyway, what about that formula? So I'll just clean up a few things. Now to understand that formula, you imagine that we are computing a big value. That's always better. That's always better, isn't it? So I'll take only one example over here, and trust me, you will understand what's going on. Suppose we are computing M14. That is, this is the cornermost entry that we are computing, isn't it? This is the last computation that we are going to do, M14. That means we want to compute multiplication of all four matrices, A, B, C, D. Then what do? You take possibilities. First possibility is A multiplied by B, C, D, isn't it? Second possibility is AB multiplied by CD. And third is ABC multiplied with D. And what you do is you find out how many multiplications will be needed for this first combination, how many for the second, and how many for the third, and you take minimum, isn't it? Minimum of this. So M14 is going to be found by taking minimum of all this. But let's see the first thing, A multiplied by BCD, minimum of. Now, how will you compute this A multiplied by BCD, the first one? Now A, this first A is nothing but M11 because you are given only one matrix. So when you are given only one matrix, the number of computations to multiply A is 0. And what about BCD? Now, when you are computing M14, come on, you have already computed M24. M B into C into D is going to be second matrix to the fourth matrix. That means you have already computed 24, isn't it? Plus the number of multiplications that you will finally do while multiplying A with BCD, isn't it? With BCD. So writing in rough here, A into BCD. Now watch, A is having a dimension, as you see, A is having dimension 2 cross 6, and BCD, the result of BCD is going to have dimension 6 cross 10, isn't it? Check on yourselves. So how many multiplications will be needed to do this? 2 multiplied by 6, that is 12, multiplied by 10, that is 120, isn't it? So that's going to be 120 here. But how did we write that 120? You notice we are taking this 2, first 2, check this 2, which is nothing but P0, multiplied by, we are taking this 6 which I have encircled here, 6, 2 into 6. And what is that 6? Observe, 6 is nothing but P1, multiplied by last 10 we have taken here, multiplied by 10, isn't it? That 10 is nothing but P4. I'm just building the formula for you so that you can understand the formula written in the algorithm. Now this is the first thing which I have written for A into BCD. Now what about AB into CD? How will you do this? AB into CD. Now you have already found AB. AB is nothing but M12, isn't it? First matrix to second matrix, plus number of multiplications needed to do CD, that is M34, M34, isn't it? Yes, AB into CD plus number of multiplications needed to do AB into CD, result of AB into result of CD. Now just writing in rough here, I'm erasing a few things. What is that AB into CD? Let's see. We have done AB already, we have done CD already. What is the dimension of AB? Now notice the data given above. The result of AB will be a matrix which is 2 by 5, correct? Result of CD will be a matrix which is 5 by 10. Now you are supposed to multiply the result of AB with result of CD, which will be 2 into 5 into 10, so many multiplications, that is 10 into 10, isn't it, which is 100. So but how did we get this 100? Notice the first thing we had multiplied was 2. I'm marking it here. 2 was multiplied and 2 was nothing but P0 into, then we had this 5, 2 into 5, isn't it? 2 into 5, that 5 is nothing but P2, multiplied by, the third thing was that 10, and 10 is nothing but P4. Okay. Now one more thing, one more entry is there. Wait. One more entry is that third entry, ABC into D. Now how do you represent ABC into D? It is M13, isn't it? ABC, this is ABC plus only D. Only D is M44, correct? M44 plus the number of multiplications needed to do ABC into D. I'll just write it in rough again to make you understand the formula. This is ABC into D we are doing. So ABC is already done into D. So result of ABC has to be multiplied with D. But listen, the result of ABC, notice the dimensions above. The result of ABC, the matrix, will be 2 by 7. Just check that. And D given is 7 by 10. So the number of multiplications needed to do this ABC into D will be 2 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 10. That is 14 into 10. That is 140, isn't it? But how did we get this 140? This 2 which I have written is again P0, observe, into the 7 which was common here, which is nothing but P3, observe the data, into last 10 that we have written is P4. Okay, now you might see this formula which I am underlining here, this one has references to P, isn't it? You will understand what this is all about. Okay, so ready? What is the formula then? When you are computing Mij, observe M14. I'll just change the color now. Just bear with me for some time. Okay. When we are computing Mij, check this. We are finding Mij14. Then what's the formula? The formula is find minimum of, I'll build the formula now. When we are computing Mij, then we take minimum of M. Just check this very carefully. M ik plus M k plus 1 j plus pi minus 1 into pk into pj. I have not written array notation for p. Okay, actually it should be p square bracket I minus 1, p square bracket k, p square bracket j. Minimum of this, where k is going to go from, just check the loop here, k is going to go from I to j minus 1. Check the loop. K is going to go from I to j minus 1. So k here, this will be found for I, k goes from I to j minus 1. Observe, k equal to I when it was 1 to 4. When we were computing M14, then k will go from 1 to 3, isn't it? And clearly, this is k where I am labeling. This is k. K is 1, so this is k plus 1, observe. Naturally, when k is 1, we have taken p1 here, that is pk. And we have taken p4, which is pj. And you notice here k is 2 now. For the next cycle, k is 2. So obviously the next entry is k plus 1. And this is again p2, which is pk. That's where we have got this pk over here. And m of ik and m of k plus 1 j. Okay, so that's how we have built the formula over here. And you can repeatedly, you can just check, go through this, and you can find out for a few entries how this formalization works. I have proved this formula only for one value, that is M14. Anyway, I'm not completing uh, uh, the entire trace of this particular program, but I guess you will do it for all the values of this by running the algorithm on the paper. But by the way, what is going to be 1 3? Let's just finish it for fun. What is going to be 1 3 here? 1 3 means A into B into C, isn't it? How will you compute A into B into C? A B C can be computed either by AB or A B C, isn't it? So this is nothing but M12 plus M22 plus number of multiplications needed to compute AB into C. But AB is going to be 2 cross 5 matrix. So 2 into 7. So that's going to be 10 into 7, which is 70. So M12 we have already computed is 60 plus 0 plus 70. So this is going to be 130. So this element is 130. Thank you very much.